Hi there, and welcome to this week's What's New in Macanta. So, a couple of features to look at. One is truncated field titles. So, I think the best way to show you what that is and what it does is to show you how to set it and how to use it. So, let's go and create a new data object called loans. And then we'll create a few fields. Let's just go here and say we can have those relationships. And I'll add a field. And here you'll see one of the first changes also for the interface this week is that we've grouped the setup of the data object fields differently. Takes up a lot less space than it used to. It used to fill an entire screen and a bit more. So let's say I want your financial information and I want to know what loans, you have. But I don't want to create loans as a data object type, I just want the information. So therefore I need to know loan 1, loan 2, loan 3, loan 4. And for each of those loans, I need to know the start date, the end date, and the amount. So I really need a loan 1 start date, loan 1 end date, loan 1 amount, and so forth. But on the interface, that can be really messy and hard to, it's harder on the eye and harder on the brain to process. So what we've done is we've set up a way that you can have unique fields, but they display as the same field titles, so that you can just have start, end, amount for each of the loans rather than the loan 1, loan 2, loan 3. So here's how to set that up. So we're going to go loan 1, copy that, loan 1 start, and that's going to be a date. And I'll add loan 1 end, and that'll be a date, and loan 1 value, and we'll have that as a decimal. So then we move on to loan 2 start, as a date, and loan 2 end as a date, and loan 2 value is decimal. I'll only do the 2. You get the idea. You can have as many as you like. So we have those, and now I'm going to go and save that. Okay, so if we then go and look at our loans, you can see loan 1 start, loan 1 end, loan 1 value, loan 2 start, loan 2 end, loan 2 value. Now I can put those into subsections as you normally would, but it's still, the extra loan values just makes a mess of the interface. So what we can go and do is go to our loan, and if I go and I put them in the subsection loan 1, which is the prefix to the field value, and I'll do this one, and then I can go and set loan 2, these ones, and then save. If we now go and look at our loan, we have a much simpler interface because it says loan 1 start, end, and value, loan 2 start, end, and value, and it's much easier to read and to navigate. So what we're doing here is, if you name the field with a prefix in order to create it as a unique database value, and the subsection you put it in is the same as that prefix, then we'll strip it out of the interface automatically and simplify the way that interface looks on there. So that is the one. The other function that we have now is we have in-app notifications. for relationships and alerts. So the relationships one, if I just go and find another contact, and let's see, does this contact have any? Yeah, it's got some items here. I'll go here, make sure I'm not already connected to it. No, don't appear to be. So if I now go and connect myself to this data object, now of course automation can do this, round robin, anything like that. So if I go and find myself, my name, and there, and I set myself up as the app owner in this instance, and I'll save that. You can see there's notifications come up here, added as app owner for item, and then the item ID of Macanta installs. And when I go to notifications here, I can see it there as well, and I can say, yeah, I've got that. And the same, an automation, because you now have user actions where you can also create in-app notifications, which then just becomes part of a automation action, a trigger action. So I can go and turn that on, and that's set to run every minute or so, just to show you. And whenever that automation then runs, then it should create for me a notification. There you go. It's in there. If I hover over it, it quickly closes away, but it also stays here, and I can go and close it there. And in a minute, that one will appear again. But of course, you can set the frequency and the conditions under which they should appear. So there's some more detail to come for that as well, but that gives you an idea of the new features we've got for this week. There are also some bug fixes from the workflow board, data object edits not loading in FireFox in particular. And then, as you saw, we've got an interface layout improvement for the field setup for the data object types. Any questions, any feedback, please do get in touch.